Okay, welcome in to my little die-cast NASCAR toy shop. I'm working this 2018 number 23 Chase Elliott GMS Fabrication Xfinity car that he drove at Darlington. And this is a challenging car, I have to be honest with you. Really challenging. So it's got this white and red paint job, and all of this back area is white. And so I'm working, you can see what I've got on the front, but I'm working to get this side piece on. And when I went to put it on, I guess it was the other day, I was lining it up and I'm like, holy cow, this is not even close. It's not going to cover anything. I'm going to have a bunch of red showing out, and yeah, that's not good. So I looked it up here, kind of sized it up and said, alright, I need to pre-paint some white around here. And so that's what I did all across here. And now I am fixing to put this on here. So it's a challenging thing. I don't think it's going to be perfect. I think I'm going to have some red showing around this window here. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to cover everything that I possibly can with the white. Trimmed out here where I think the spoiler's going to end up, and put it up here. And have this come up here, and if I have a little bit extra, I'm just going to let it dry, and then I'll take my X-Acto knife and kind of trim it a little bit. But yeah, I wanted to paint the spoiler before I start putting this on. So I think I'm ready. Let's get this in the water, and we shall put that on here shortly. So got a little scripture playing in the background. I don't know if you can hear that. Just going through the book of John and listening to it here. Yeah, so Mr. Bob working this for you. And you know, not too difficult so far with all of this stuff. The front piece goes in well. Like I think I said when I was ordering the decals, it was a challenge to decide if I wanted to remove the white background or the red background. I decided on the red just because I thought this area here would be really difficult to try to make it look nice. But back here is going to be tough, no doubt about it. Got this lower valence piece in, and then there was a little bit of red showing, so I took my white paint pen and went across there, and so that's what that looks like. But I think this is good enough here. We'll see how that turns out. And yeah, on the back here, I don't know, these Xfinities, they're just a little small, so I painted black along the bottom here. Painted the spoiler black, and then this will go up in here. Maybe I won't do that now, but we'll see how things line up. But I might get some white and pre-paint some white along here, just in case. I don't want any red showing through, if at all possible. And it's easier, I've said this many times before, it's easier to paint before you put the decals on. After you put the decals on, you don't want to be painting. So, alright, so that's that car. What else has been going on in the toy shop? So, also have this 2017 Martinsville Allegiant Chase Elliott truck, where he won the race there. Not too difficult. Paint the truck blue and throw some decals on it. So, not that difficult. I think the spoiler's blue, and yeah, in the process there of now putting some sealer on it, so should have that done pretty soon for you, Bob. Also have this 2018 Chase Elliott Baja Blast. Made another one of these. Pretty happy how this turned out. I think this is a really cool paint scheme, Mountain Dew Baja Blast. It's always a little challenging when you're doing these full wrap cars, but this one's turned out pretty well. The one problem, and it's just, I don't know really how to get around it, but the way that this Mountain Dew logo here, I kind of got it close over here where it lines up with the side. You can see that. But over here it just does not line up. So there's a little bit of black on this area here of the decal. Across the front bumper, there's a little bit of black that comes across on this long side decal, but it doesn't line up with the Mountain Dew extension there, the lettering right there, as you can see. So, yeah. But yeah, pretty happy with how this has turned out. Almost done. Gonna mount it in a case. Kind of in my spare time, just threw this together. This is one of those Kyle Busch fantasy schemes that I have decals for, and every once in a while I'll just build one. This is, of course, his Twix fantasy scheme with the gold car. Just a bunch of Twix, a little bit of Ream. Yeah, fairly straightforward. Black spoiler, black roof lines, black across the lower valence across the front here. Just decaled that guy last night, so ready for some sealer to start going on it. But yeah, that's what I've been working on lately, guys. So it gives you a little bit of history. Yeah, I own 3 cars, actual cars. You've seen some of my videos or postings, but yeah, this just seems to be a season of maintenance being needed to be done. So I've been working a lot of that on my different cars, trying to maintain them and keep them operating the way that they should. So got some more work to do on that. I've got a Ford Edge that has almost 200,000 miles on it, and transmission's acting a little funny. So I've been doing some research on that, and my plan is this weekend to pop that guy open and see if I can replace some sensors and maybe get that transmission running a little bit better. Anyways, yeah, so my spare time has been sucked up into some car maintenance, guys. So yeah, I can see how this is lining up and or not. You can see the white or the red that's showing through here. Yeah. Yeah, just coming up short here. Okay, let's see if I pull it forward a little bit. See if I can. See how we got here. Okay. All right, so it's not too bad. See that transition? It's just too thin. You know, it doesn't have enough decal. Here it's short, and here it's short. So, yeah. Okay. All right. let's get this going. Well, this isn't that great of a job here, Doug. So I'll have to trim around here, as you can see. But I like to do that once it dries. It's kind of hard to trim a decal when it's wet. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a little bit of microsole here. Get this guy in here. Okay. All right, so get this guy in here. Okay. You can see how that see how you got those wrinkles to work through. All right. Just trying to smooth this out. Okay. Okay. So try to get this to flatten in this corner. I like to use my tweezers here, just ever so carefully pushing that down. Now that the decal's super soft, you got to be really careful. You don't want to rip it. And get that in there. And like I said, I'll come back. I'll come back and trim it ever so carefully with the X-Acto knife. But yeah, you put microsole on these decals, man, they get soft. Especially the way I did it, right? You just put it straight on there. Okay. Now what you can do, after you do the microsole like that and it's super soft, you can just wet your brush with just some water, and that will help it pull away a little bit from the softness and start hardening up a little bit. Okay. And that's that. That's that. Let this dry. And at least I got white around here, around the edge here, and it's not the red. That's why you pre-paint. And yeah, but you got to be careful not to excess pre-paint, right? Because you have a very thin line here, so I can see tiny little bit of white showing through there. So I didn't do that great of a job. But and you got to watch, because also I had the red background removed, so there's some red here on this little star, and I see just a tiny little bit of white peeping through, but not too bad. So careful pre-painting is a must if you want to get these things to look as best as you possibly can. Now, if I was so bold, I could have pre-painted across here, and I may still try to do something here, but I don't know. I might be risking it. I was trying to improve a decal the other day, and it didn't work out. Sometimes when you go to improve something, you make it worse. So yeah. Okay, I will keep working this, Bob, and we'll get this out the door to you. One other thing that's interesting is the rims on this car are kind of a gold bronze color. I've got to try to nail that, and I'm going to try to paint these rims to match. I've got the Darlington rims with the white lettering, but I want to paint match the rims as well to make it look like what was driven on the track that wonderful day back in 2018. So, alright guys, God bless, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Next video.